Typically off with basketball, on Monday's show I asked our NBA expert Alistair Albert which of the Warriors was most likely to step up if Steph Curry had a bad shooting night in the remainder of the NBA Finals. Well, Andrew Christian Wiggins put his hand up, scoring 26 and grabbing 13 rebounds to lead the Warriors to a 104-94 win at Oracle Arena. You may have heard us saying Chase Center yesterday, but Chase Center was the old home of them Golden State Warriors. They've long moved into new digs at Oracle Arena. We have highlights.
With the series tied at 2 games apiece, a pivotal Game 5 in Golden State in the NBA Finals. Jason Tatum arriving in a Tiger Woods jersey. There's a look at Steph Curry before the game after his classic game for this Game 5, and Steph Curry all the way for the lead. And then Draymond, how you feeling? Feeling good. Throwing that one down. He had 8 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists in the game. Klay Thompson pulling up, knocking down a 3. That's a good sign for the Warriors, who are just storming out of the gates in this one. And then Andrew Wiggins hits the fall-away jumper. It's 26-12 at that point. But Boston isn't in the finals for no reason at all. Look at Marcus Smart driving and tossing that one in. He had 20. Jason Tatum, much better in this one, pulling up and knocking down the jumper. And then it's Marcus Smart. Look at this quick little no-look flick over to Williams inside for the layup. Watch it one more time. That's a little diagonal pass through traffic, getting it done. And the lead is down to 6. Andrew Wiggins, again, driving, hitting the floater, plus the foul. He'd make the free throw. Then Steph Curry, drive for the nice little layup. Steph Curry finished with 16 points. He was 0 of 9 on threes in this game. His first 0 for threes in his playoff career. He did finish with 16 and 8 assists, though. Boston down a dozen at the half. The third quarter usually belongs to the Warriors, but it's the Celtics storming out of the gates. Jason Tatum, 3. Jason Tatum, another 3. A 12-point deficit quickly down to 1. Tatum, 27 points on the game. Al Horford for the 3 and the lead. Boston is in front. Grant Williams now blocks Steph Curry. We go the other way, and it's Williams laying this one in and 1. Boston up by 5 at that point. Late third, Jaylen Brown misses. Andrew Wiggins skying for the rebound. Gets it over to Jordan Poole. Just sort of tosses up a desperation shot, and it falls. Jordan Poole, a heroic shot here. He had 14 points on the game. Golden State would have been down going to the 4th. This puts them up going to the 4th, and it seemed to give them momentum. Smart in the 4th quarter, trying to draw a charge on Klay Thompson, and Klay just goes up and knocks down the 3. He had 21 points in the game. Then it's Curry finding Wiggins. Wiggins is the story in this game, hanging and hitting the layup. They do not win this game without Andrew Wiggins. There goes Wiggins again with the toss float shot. Then Wiggins driving and just storming down the lane for the big throwdown. Huge stuff from Andrew Wiggins. He had 26 points, 13 rebounds on the game, and Golden State goes on to win this one by 10, 104-94. They take a 3-2 lead in the series.
When it's your night, it's your night, you know. That last dunk that you saw in our highlight reel, another night, that would have hit pure rim, and it would have been an embarrassment for Andrew Wiggins. But it was his night on Monday. The Warriors are now just 1 win away from their 7th NBA title, and Alistair joins us. Welcome back, Alistair. Quick turnaround.
Good night, guys. Good night. Good night.
Yeah. Right, so we spoke about Steph and the hot hand. The hot hand rather cold throughout, but the man who is of a Barbadian mother, born in Canada, Andrew Wiggins, a nice guy, they said, may have been his coming out game as an NBA player on Monday.
Yeah, he's been too much of a nice guy throughout his career where, you know, the points that he scores and the production that he puts up is a bit too quiet, a little bit like his demeanor on the court, you know, where he just kind of floats around, puts up points, and you don't even realize that he's actually putting up points until you look at the box score at the end of the game. You know, this is probably the loudest, to the loudest decibel level of shouting or noise that Andrew Wiggins could have made in his career. Of course, the biggest game and the biggest stage of his career, and, you know, he came up big for a team that was really depleted on the shooting aspect from their star player Steph Curry, who was just abysmal, 7 of 22 from the floor, 0 of 9 3-pointers, which of course got all the headlines, not missing a 3-pointer for the first time in his whole playoff career, and the 200 plus games that he has. So Andrew Wiggins was the absolute star and MVP of that game. But throughout this whole series, he has been very MVP worthy, to be quite honest, with the defense he plays on Jason Tatum, scoring some really good baskets at the times that he does, and just being a really consistent force behind Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. So, I'm really happy for him. This was really like a coming out party, like this year has been for him, being a starter for the All-Star game and everything. So, really good game for him at the right time.
The Celtics, though, Alistair, must be kicking themselves about the opportunity that they missed, because they got Steph Curry to slow down. He wasn't in his rhythm any at all. A couple of flip-ups for layups, that's where he got his points. But they'll say, well, look, we managed to stop him without getting into foul trouble doing so, without sacrificing anybody in doing so, and still we came up 10 points short. Guys, we underperformed would be the verdict within the Celtics locker room at the end of that game.
Yeah, it's crazy. You look at the box score and all the advanced stats and everything at the end of the game. A lot of the things that they needed to do to win this game, they actually did. Jason Tatum played a little bit better, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Shot 5 of 9 from the 3-point line. Jaylen Brown did his thing. Marcus Smart put up 20 points as well. They out-rebounded the Warriors, as you'd expect them to do, being a bigger team, 47 rebounds to 39. They shot something like 18 or 16 more free-throw attempts than the Warriors. They got them into a lot of causing a lot of fouls.
But Alistair, that's where I wanted to take you upon, because I thought that it's easy to say that at the end of the game, but the numbers don't lie. The Celtics were abysmal from free throw land. I saw the stat and I couldn't believe it was correct. I can't tell when was the last time I saw a team in the NBA Finals shoot 67% from the free throw line. They missed 10 free throws. How do you miss 10 free throws in a game like this?
And the thing about that concentration, that kind of comes up to a point of concentration. These guys probably thought the moment was maybe a bit too big for them to miss 10 free throws. It was really good of them to kind of draw those fouls and get those 31 attempts that they got. But it just shows a level of mental fortitude that they needed to have, that they didn't have. And, it just put them in a massive hole. But apart from that, and going even further than that, what has been the Achilles heel of the whole Celtics team for this whole playoff run? Turnovers. They had 18 turnovers to the 6 that Golden State Warriors had. So again, their mental focus was just not within this game. They were turning over the ball way too much. And of course, the Warriors capitalized on that. Of course, not Steph Curry, but Andrew Wiggins and everyone else on the team. And their bench also outscored the Celtics, 31-10 in this game as well. So everyone on the Warriors stepped up as they needed to, despite all of the statistical markers that, the Celtics did hit to try to help them win this game. They just kind of really messed up on the other important parts of the game that they needed to secure to win this game.
Yeah, Alistair, I want to build on the point that George was making earlier on, that you are in a game that you are able to nullify Steph Curry based on some of what you're doing and the fact that he was generally having an off night. But early in the third quarter, the Celtics wiped off a 10 or 11 point deficit, went to lead. The momentum looked to have been with them. And again, as I said, with Curry not playing well, at that point, it looked as if the Celtics would have gone on to win.
Yeah, and it was at that point, you thought, whoa, wow, these boys have come back. Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart were just hitting threes. They were just doing everything you would expect the Warriors to do. Like I think I've said a couple of times, it was a bit of a role reversal. But then again, focus just came into play. They lost a lot of opportunities to run guys off the line. And Andrew Wiggins, he had something like 10 points and 5 rebounds in the fourth quarter. Sorry, I had to look down at the stat sheet there. And he was just a lot more productive, so they lost sight of the others. They were really concentrating on trying to really clamp down on Steph Curry, and Andrew Wiggins was just, the nail in the coffin that they probably didn't expect to perform as well as they did. So again, it just shows a lack of focus, maybe a lack of direction from Coach Ime Udoka. They need to go back and look at the tape and kind of be accountable for everyone on their defensive scouting maps, not just Steph Curry, and look out for everyone, backdoor cuts and everything that they do very well. And hopefully next game, maybe they could pull it out, but I'm not really sure that will happen, but we'll see how it goes.
Alistair, this is the show where we talk about. I take from Jay-Z, and I've used it on this show for the time I've been here, 6 years now. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And we've addressed the point, and there's no shame looking at the stat sheet because you want to be correct. I'm looking at mine. Listen, man, look, I think in football, if a team, the key stat when you're looking at halftime or full-time, the graphics that we read for the various shows we do here on SportsMax, one of the key stats I look for is pass completion. At the top level, you expect the best teams in the world, Alistair, to have a pass completion, meaning the percentage of success passes they make successfully. 82% is perhaps the floor. Anything below that is poor. So if your pass completion is 70%, it's poor. Look, the Warriors didn't go to the line as much as the Celtics did. They only went 15 times. But they were 86.7%. That's acceptable. That's not brilliant. 90 up above is brilliant. 86 is acceptable. You can't shoot 67% from the free throw line and expect to win a playoff game at the home of your finals opponents. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think, you think these guys are professionals. They take loads of free throws. They practice and everything. But sometimes when it just comes down to it, it's just nerves. It's a moment. It's everything that kind of just comes within that time. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate for them. When you look back at the sheets, to be down 10 in free throw makes, in a crucial game like this. And now you're on the brink of losing the season. These are one of the things you look back and be like, man, only if. What if, and hopefully they don't regret it next game and they correct that.
And when you look again, we talked about three-point shooting, and I'm putting it cumulatively now because in the event someone who didn't watch the game believes that the Celtics shot well from three-point line. They didn't either, because collectively, the teams, they went 20, well, not 20, they went 20 of 72. They shot 72 three-pointers together and only made 20. That's not good. But the issue is, when that run came that Lance spoke about, when Jason Tatum was hitting 3 after 3 after 3 after 3, tell my viewers, is it that the Warriors started defending better to make it difficult for him to get the ball at the various points outside the arc? Or is it that after that momentum, the Celtics changed something and lost that momentum that had helped them to erase that lead? Which was it?
I think it was defense. I think, Andrew Wiggins started to really concentrate on Jason Tatum, tried to run him off the line. Draymond Green, this is one of the reasons why he is what he is, a former defensive player of the year. Klay Thompson, although he's a step slower because of all of the injuries, he's still a very capable defender, and Gary Payton Jr. These guys were able to lock in on the moment. Fourth quarter, this is the time they needed to really be a lot more efficient defensively, and that's what kind of got them in the position to prevent a lot of these buckets that you saw in the third quarter and kind of regain the lead at the end, and that's ultimately what happened when the game kind of went to them in the W column.
So the question is, we know that the Warriors have been here already. Most of the guys, well, not most, several of the guys in the Warriors team been there and done it multiple times where winning championships is concerned. I don't have to waste your time by asking you what will the Warriors do from 3-2 up, although infamously, LeBron chased them down and beat them. But they know, they're course specialists, we can say. We don't know, Alistair, how the Celtics will act from this point. And we don't know how they will act because this is the first time these playoffs that they're losing back-to-back games. So the question, you wouldn't be surprised to know, what do you think the Celtics will do from here? Will panic set in? Will they go home and believe that, oh my gosh, it's do or die? They're trying to, you know how a boxer does when he finds that he's in trouble? Haymaker from the bell of the round that he has answered. Haymaker after haymaker, rather than try to box clever. How do you think the Celtics will act Game 6 at home under this pressure?
Like they always say, role players play better at home. So I think they really need to expect their star players to do what they need to do. Jason Tatum needs to come out and play a little more efficiently, continue to pass the ball around and stop over-dribbling like he has been prone to do in the fourth quarter a few times. Derek White and Grant Williams need to play a lot better. Jaylen Brown needs to continue doing what he's doing, and Marcus Smart needs to continue doing his thing defensively and everything, and not be in foul trouble and looking for fouls as much as he has. What you really need to look out for is Draymond Green. He's averaged 11 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists in Game 6s. So, we need a big game from Draymond to actually win this game for the Warriors and maintain my 4-2 prediction.
There you go. All right, Draymond had 8 points in the first half, none thereafter. But he says that, the intangibles, I do stuff that are not on the stat sheet. You can't deny him if he helped the Warriors to win Game 5 as they did. All right, Alistair, thank you very much. We'll talk again after Game 6.
You guys, Lisa. No problem.
Good. That's our NBA expert, Alistair Albert, talking to us about this NBA Finals series. What is your instinct telling you? The Celtics will rally or the Warriors are closing this one?
I'm taking the Warriors to close it out, but I have huge respect for the Celtics.
All right, there you go. We break time. Back with more, please. Thank you for watching SportsMax on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay informed.